Rhino is one of the best starter frames in this game. Change my mind? Well, you can't, as probably many would also agree that Rhino is suitable for all those who just started playing Warframe. However, this doesn't mean that he is just for starters. With the right mods and setup, you can take this frame to high-level content, and in this video, I will share a build wherein you can tank, support, crowd control, and deal damage as needed. And also, I will share some neat tricks on how to get enough armor from your iron skin ability, to survive heavy hits from high-level enemies. So, without further ado, here's my buff tank Stomper Rhino Prime build. Okay, let's go straight to the build. This is my all-rounder build for Rhino, which allows me to fully utilize all of his abilities. You can follow my build, or you can use it as a reference to create your very own that will suit your playstyle. But take note of this, be sure to prioritize strength above all, as this stat can improve almost all of his abilities. It's one of the most important keys for having as much armor from your iron skin. Also, it does boost the amount of damage boosted by your raw ability. After power strength, you can go with your preferred build. In my case, I go with range to provide a wide range of crowd control for my stomp ability. But that's not all range can do for Rhino. It also does help in getting as much ferrite armor with the help of the ironclad charge augment. The logic is pretty simple. Even though this build doesn't have that very high power strength, you will have enough ferrite armor to survive because you can able to hit a crowd of enemies with your first ability efficiently. This means that you can get a high armor rating with one charge from a crowd of enemies. By the way, I've tried various survivability mod setup, but after all those trials, I really can't play Rhino without these two augment. At first, I tried to rely on the iron shrapnel augment only, but the thing is, I can't get enough armor every time to survive heavy hits. So instead of waiting for enemies to hit me big while iron skin's invulnerability phase is active, I choose to do it myself by casting charge and then following it up with iron skin. Honestly, these two augments should be always in your build when you value survivability as a Rhino. Now both Umbral Fiber and Umbral Intensify does allow our iron skin to gain more ferrite armor, but these mods do also boost the damage boost of raw. Also, I have primed continuity on my build, mainly to give my raw and stomp enough duration to be effective. The last slot in my build is an energy mod. It's a personal choice as I want to have high energy value to cast my abilities. I don't worry about efficiency at all as I have Zenuric's energizing dash to take care of the energy regen. Also, I can gain enough ferrite armor to survive enemy hits, which gives enough time to regenerate my energy. Last but not the least, here's my beginner-friendly version for my buff tank Stomper Rhino Prime. You might wonder why I don't go for any health mods. It's because Rhino doesn't need health when he can have thousands or even millions of ferrite armor. Instead of health mods, try to equip your Rhino with lots of armor and power strength. Oh yes, peculiar growth is not really needed. It's just for those shit and giggles. Aside from mods, you must also understand other important factors that will allow you to gain lots of ferrite armor, especially when you are more of a solo player. If you already have enough power strength and armor in your build, then you must also have a way to group a bunch of enemies in place. The old school method was using the Tilos Boltis to group a bunch of enemies, and then use charge on them, then hit iron skin. It's a good method, but the problem is, you are locked to using just the Tilos Boltis as your melee weapon. And I know that most of you have a favorite melee weapon that you want to play with, so instead of this melee weapon, just use Zenuric's Void Singularity to pull enemies in your location, and then do the charge iron skin combo after you have gathered enough enemies. But that's not all. You can also use Magus Anomaly to pull enemies. In fact, this arcane for your operator will serve your Rhino well, because not only that it has a wide pull range, but the pull speed is much faster compared to Zenuric's Void Singularity. However, I did not say that you can only pick one method. In fact, you can use both Zenuric's Void Singularity and Magus Anomaly together for better results. Anyway, both of this method will not contradict your Rhino build, nor you won't sacrifice anything on your setup, so if you can add these to your Rhino, then I definitely suggest you do so. Last tip before we head to the outro of this video. Remember that the invulnerability phase of your iron skin allows you to soak up damage and convert it to ferrite armor. Also, think of it as Niz's warding halo, only better as you can add a lot of health to your iron skin because you can further increase your armor rating with your ironclad charge augment. With the mod setup, plus the tricks I've shown you, not only that you can tank with your Rhino, but also you can crowd control and buff your allies and yourself. The 36 meters duration stomp will leave enemies hanging in the air for quite some time, giving you enough time to rain chaos on them. Also, your orders give you a 118% damage increase and it lasts for 38 seconds. That's enough firepower to not only boost your damage but also your allies. It's a pretty well balanced build that lets you play Rhino's full kit, and I suggest that you try it out for yourself. Now we are done with Rhino Prime. Next time, we will try to discuss other build possibilities for Nyx Prime aside from crowd control. Also, don't forget that the Nyx Prime access giveaway is still open on our Discord server. And lastly, now that I have both Magus Anomaly and Magus Lockdown, watch out for some mad builds and setup really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.